So I often get this question, and I just kind of want to address. I think I addressed it a few years ago, well, a good while ago. It must be 5 years. To tell how time flies. But I was asked this question. Still to this day, I'm asked this question: why I never joined a political party, like became a member or associated with a political party. Now, when I was younger, of course, I think everybody at one stage was delusioned by Sinn Féin. Let's put it that way. That they thought they cared about Ireland and you put Ireland first, etc., etc. Nothing could be more forward than the truth. Sinn Féin just don't care about Ireland. They're more interested in Cuba and other countries than they are about Ireland. So Sinn Féin, I was supporting Sinn Féin back in the day, but again, they don't care about Ireland, and especially abortion and stuff like that. I could not agree with Sinn Féin on. So after that, I never really supported a political party. And still to this day, it's still my position that being independent, being in pretty much not a party, is the best way, to be totally honest, because you don't have to deal with higher ups, you don't have to deal with the bureaucracy of a party. See, it's all about in political parties. It's all about getting the top job, the top party leader, you're the leader of the party. It's all about that, and people always push each other and throw like it's a horrid amount of things happen in political parties and stuff to throw people on the buses and to try and get the top job. It's insane. It's all about power and it's about influence and all that, and that's what it's about, unfortunately. And all the like for the good of the nation and stuff that all gets forgotten about, unfortunately, because it's all party politics and it's all about getting to the top and stuff like that, and we lose sense of what it's really about. And in my opinion, that's always the way. That's why I'm independent, because in an independent, you don't have to prove yourself to the party leadership. You're your own person pretty much. You can listen to the people more than you can listen, because obviously it's up to the executives of the party, pretty much the committee of the party, whatever party may be, to talk about legislation, to talk about different things, to talk what the Irish people are discussing. As an independent, you can listen more than a political party, and that's the reason why. Because I don't find it's the same really opinion as George Washington had in America. The political parties more divide people than anything else, and that's what I see modern Irish politics, modern Irish society. That's what it looks like to me. And again, no hate towards any political party. Again, if people want to be part of a political party, it's their choice. But usually it always ends in and I've seen it time and time again. People fighting with each other more than fighting for the good of the people. They're fighting about petty stuff, about becoming party leader, about getting more influence, getting this job, getting that job. It's all turns into that instead of worrying about the real issues. As Sandra Mountain would say, the issues that matter. We're too busy focusing on the individuals when we should be focusing on the issues. And it's true, because that's what the party turns in. It's always turns in to get the top job and stuff, not for the good of the people, not for the benefit of the Irish people, not for the benefit of society, or to make the country better, to make society a better place. It's always about get the top job, get this, get that, it's all that. It's all what. It's not about need, and it's not about making it great and stuff like that. That's what it seems to be. And it's true that, to be totally honest, it's a sad reality, but again, that's the political system. And that's why I really never joined it, to be totally honest, because there's a lot of infighting between parties, and in parties too, of course. And it's just better to be on your own, to be totally honest, an independent, because you get more things done, and people are more respectful towards independence, because you're yourself. You pretty much are yourself. You're representing yourself. You're showing what you believe, not what the party executive. Because I know so many people in political parties and stuff, they can't give their opinions because they're too afraid of losing their membership. They're too afraid of losing their voice in the political parties, particularly in terms of mass migration in the country. I know some Fianna Fáil people who are unhappy about it. They agree with what I say, but they wouldn't dare say it at their meetings, pretty much. They wouldn't dare because they lose their membership, they lose everything in the party. And that's what it's about. And if you're going to live like that, you might as well hide in the rock. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Parties will come and go, but it's the future of the country. That's what's at stake, and that's why I don't think I ever would join a political party. It's better to be on your own. You're your own person. I can be my own person. If I ever did one as an independent in Cavan, or even for Dáil Éireann, or even for the local town elections, it's better to be your own person. At least you're for yourself. You're your own person. You're your own individual. If that makes any sense. And you don't have to rely on any party finances, etc. You finance yourself. You do it yourself. You go it alone, pretty much what I'm trying to say. And you can be more grounded with Irish people. What I mean by that is you can listen more than your big parties and stuff like that, and parties because you pretty much are the voice for the little man as an independent, and that's the reason why too. But see, life is all about loan, and a lot of people would agree with me. If they were from political parties, they would understand what I mean. Like, I can't tell you the amount of people who've come to me over the years about different issues in political parties and stuff, just asking for advice too, what I take the situation is. Many of them too left Sinn Féin and stuff like that, and they talk to me about different things, and they said about leaving Sinn Féin and stuff like that and going to another party and doing this. But I don't think, unfortunately, party politics is really going to do any good for the country, if you don't say, because I think it just divides people more than anything else. There's discussion to be had there about people that we don't know in behind the shadows in Switzerland and stuff like that, that want people to be divided and stuff, because societies are weaker when people are divided. When people are together and strong, it's very hard to infiltrate and to divide societies, turn people against each other because of their togetherness and stuff like that. But there's many things to be said about it. But yeah, that's the reason why. I don't know if I addressed many things. Pretty much just to sum it up, it's too much infighting, first of all. It's all about getting the top job. It's not about the good of the nation. It's all about party politics. It's about getting the leaders patting the head and stuff like that. And again, when you raise any issues against the party manifesto and stuff like that, you have to pretty much toe the party's line, and that's the thing. And that's something that I never can do, and I do think you're more grounded with people, in terms of people. And again, it's all about people. As Sanna Marin said, in Dublin, I think it's the main thing, and I think it'd be forgotten about it as political parties, as people, as leaders, etc., people in parties. It's all about people. It's not about ourselves. It's about people. It's about the people, the future, the country, the next generation, the next people to come, our young Irish men and women that are coming after us. It's about them. It's not about us. It's not about getting the top job. It's about doing what we can to make the country a better place for our generation, for the next generation. But petty rivalries and stuff will not help anybody. That's just the thing. But that's the way I see it. Again, just with life experience. Again, this is what comes with life experience and seeing. And I suppose being aware, I suppose that woke me up a lot more. I wouldn't get on well with Sinn Féin nowadays, but yeah, I don't know if this helped anybody. I think it did, maybe, hopefully. But I've often was asked this question many times, and again, it's not an attack on any political party or anything like that. It's just pretty much giving my opinion, because again, was asked this question probably, I could say, nearly 50 times over the last 3 years at this stage, because it must be 5 years ago since I made that video, and I think there needs to be another video just to address the other point that I made about division in society and stuff like that. But that's a story for a different day. But I don't know, do you feel that way? There's people who feel that way. I know there's probably so many people who've said, yeah, I feel that way. And again, it's okay to feel that way, because I think everybody at one stage, majority of people thought Sinn Féin were great. Like, I know so many people who left Sinn Féin, and some of them are into now and stuff like that. And some of them in other parties too. And then some of them are not in any parties. It's funny, but there's not very few. Years ago it was all about staying in the parties until pretty much you drop dead. Nowadays it's people fluctuate, I suppose, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's why I don't know if it made any sense, but pretty much it's good to be open. It's good to talk freely and openly, and not scripted and stuff like that. That's the best way to do it. Thank you.